is going on? This is Shaylin from Altcoin Buzz. So I do know this is a question that we always get, where do we keep our cryptocurrencies? Where is the best place and the safest place to keep your cryptocurrencies? Because if you've been watching the latest news, we've seen that, NEM on Coincheck had a hacking where they stole over $530 million worth of cryptocurrency, which absolutely sucks for anyone else who has kept their cryptocurrencies on the exchange. So is it really safe to keep your cryptocurrencies on the exchange? Well, that is a question I will leave up to you guys. Personally, we don't really keep any of our cryptocurrencies on the exchange. In fact, all of our team basically uses this hardware wallet known as the Ledger Nano S, but there are different variations. For instance, you get a paper wallet, you can get a desktop wallet. There's all types of wallets out there. We personally believe that the hardware wallet is the best version. So we have also made a video about the Ledger Nano S talking about it more in detail, but there's another player on the market known as the Trezor wallet. And I do know a question that we always get is, which is better, the Trezor or the Ledger Nano S? So in today's video, hopefully I can answer this question for you. So let's get into today's video and let's talk about each of these wallets. So the Ledger Nano S, a cryptocurrency hardware wallet. You can see that it is 79 euros and it includes free shipping to just about anywhere on the planet. So the Ledger Nano S is a Bitcoin, Ethereum, and an altcoin hardware wallet, which basically keeps all of your cryptocurrencies on a physical device. So it's pretty much like carrying around a mini USB stick with your bank account connected to all of your cryptocurrencies essentially. So as you can see, it has an OLED display and it looks just like a USB stick. You can see that once you plug it in, you'll be asked to enter your PIN code, and there are two buttons on the top, which you can see better right here, where you can use to actually authorize transactions. So what does that mean? Well, I'll show you that in just a second. In the box, it comes with the traditional Ledger Nano S, as well as some accessories, a recovery sheet, which we will also talk about that in just a second. So why is this so great? Well, it uses the latest generation hardware, which means that it is always up to date and it is the highest security on the market. So you can pay and authenticate just about anything. So if you are making any type of transactions, your private keys are never shown at any point in time. In fact, even to validate a transaction, you need to physically press the button on this device. So how does this button look like? Well, for instance, when you plug it in, just like this, you'll be greeted with this welcome screen, and then from here, you'll be greeted with a transaction. So say, for example, you are sending some Bitcoin across, it'll say new transaction, and you press the right button to authorize it, and you press the left button to deauthorize it. And of course, you have a PIN code every single time you sign into the Ledger Nano S, which you can also use MyEther wallet as well to send Ethereum or receive Ethereum just by giving them your address that way. Now, I think this is a really good initiative because, say for example, you leave your Ledger Nano S and you have, I don't know, a friend or something like that, and they plug it into the computer trying to just see what's on your wallet. They won't be able to, because you need to actually physically plug this thing in and enter the PIN code. In the same case that, let's just say, your Ledger Nano S gets stolen or broken by any means, you'll be able to, with the identification of the 21 keyword phrases, you'll be able to get all of your funds. So really important that you always keep a safe place of all of your keywords. So what do I mean by these keywords that I'm talking about? So you can also authenticate it with Google, but this keywords, what I mean by that is that if you have an update like this, you will see words, so it'll give you 21 random words where you just type it in. So for example, it'll be athlete for word number 12, and you just write that down on a piece of paper. So in the case that something unfortunate happens, you will be able to restore just about everything. So what's so great about this? So let's talk about some features. It's multi-currency, so it supports Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and a whole bunch of altcoins. So you don't always have to wait for this wallet to be released. Sometimes you can just send it straight here. So there's a built-in display, the highest security, multi-apps. It is verified really highly in terms of security, and you can always back up and restore it. So in the box itself, you get the Ledger Nano S, a USB cable, instructions as to how to use the device itself, because I do know when you start off this thing, you're probably wondering, how on earth do I use this? At least that is exactly what I thought when I first started this. Then you have the recovery sheet, which is of course those 21 keyword phrases that I was telling you about, and of course accessories such as a lanyard, a keychain, and so forth like this. So the security is really, really high tech. like you have malware proof, which means that your private keys are never shown at any point in time, and you have the ultimate security and privacy. And as you can see, they're constantly updating their companion apps. So you have like the Bitcoin app, the Ethereum app, the Litecoin app, the Zcash, Dash, and so forth. Like this, they're constantly updating this all the time. And as you can see, they have a lot of integrations such as the Ledger Wallet Bitcoin wallet, the Ledger Wallet Ethereum, the Ledger Wallet Ripple, and a whole bunch of updates like this. So always good to see. And specifications, this is really small. If I have to compare this to anything that you guys can understand if you guys don't have this, it is essentially like carrying around a USB stick. It is really tiny. In fact, if you just show this to some person, they'll instantly think it's a USB stick because that's exactly what it looks like, but it's a bit more than a USB stick. But I really like how, simple and transparent this device is. But on the other flip side, a lot of people have also been talking about Trezor. It does work in a similar way where it is a hardware wallet, so let's talk about that right now. So the Trezor Bitcoin wallet, they say it's the original and most secure hardware wallet on the market. So before we get into today's video, I'm sure you noticed already straight off the bat that this thing looks completely different to the Ledger Nano S. It is not shaped like a USB by any means. It kind of looks like a small rock / small phone that you've seen in like the 2000s, for instance, or those calculators that you saw which are really tiny. One thing I don't like about the Trezor just straight off the bat is that they only give you one cord, and the cord they give you is this really tiny thing here. It looks like, in my opinion, that it was only designed for laptops. So meaning if you have a desktop computer and your cord is not long, of course this is not really going to stop the usability wise, but it's definitely going to cause an inconvenience if you are using a laptop, for instance. A desktop, because of how short the cord is. But if you're using a laptop, you shouldn't really have a problem by any means. So you can just log in through this way. So you plug it in here and you can activate it. And much like the Ledger Nano S, you press this to authorize and you press this to deauthorize. And as you can see, they have the cryptocurrency wallet. They support ERC20 tokens. They have the two-factor authentication as well as the password manager. It's really easy to set up, just like the Ledger Nano S. You just plug it in and play, basically plug and play. Ease to use. You can also restore it, which is always good to see. And yeah, that is about it. It does just about every single thing that the Ledger Nano S. So let's talk about price comparisons wise and what they support. So talking about the Ledger Nano S, you can see they support Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, and the list goes on. They have a really big list. Now if we have a look at the Trezor, we can just see that they only support Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and just a few of their ones. Compared to the Ledger Nano S, you can see that the Ledger Nano S supports a hell of a lot, way more than the Trezor, which is kind of downfall of the Trezor wallet. However, in terms of security, they are both pretty much the same. So let's talk about the price. So the price of the Ledger Nano S, it is 79 euros, which is fairly cheap considering it has free shipping to just about anywhere else on the planet. Whereas the Trezor is slightly more expensive at 89 euros. But talking about a $10 difference, I don't really see, it really comes down to preference. What exactly are you looking for? For example, this comes in two colors, so if you like having the color preference, you can always do that. Whereas the Ledger Nano S, all of them are going to look the exact same, but unless you really care about the specifications in terms of the color, I really don't think this is going to affect you. Personally, in my opinion, just by having a look at these reviews and just by using two of these products before in the past, I always go with the Ledger Nano S because it is so much easier just carrying it around. I really like the long cable that they give you, as well as the box and how they really orientate everything, making it so easy and accessible. Whereas the Trezor, it's kind of a mission because sometimes when you forget that plug, for instance, it's so short. Sometimes I have a desktop computer to plug it in here and there. It's just a mission, I really like the Ledger Nano S just because of how easy and compact it is. But leave a comment below, let me know what you guys think about the Ledger Nano S, or what do you guys think about Trezor? Which one do you guys think is better? For my review and indication, I would certainly go towards the Ledger Nano S, and I certainly think that if you are holding any type of cryptocurrencies, regardless if you're holding the smallest amount or the biggest amount, you'd rather be safe than sorry. So definitely go out there and grab a hardware wallet or any type of secure device that can actually store your cryptocurrency. So I'll leave a link to both of these below where you guys can check it out, and maybe you guys can purchase it if it is something that is in your realm. But of course, this is not a sponsored review by any way. I just saw that this was a really good device, and we've been getting a ton of questions, so I thought, why not we just answer this and give you our review as to how we look at the Legend NOS versus the Treasure Wallet. So leave a comment below, let me know what you guys think about this, and I'll leave a link down below where you guys can check it out. And that is it from today's video, guys. If you guys are new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button below, that way you are constantly up to date when we launch a video, and make sure you turn on post notifications and follow us to our social medias. I'll leave a link to everything linked below, and I will catch you guys on the next video.